Hello, this is Malorian, and this is going to be a 50-point game of my Bethany against Kromac. So this game is going to be kind of interesting. I've never played against Circle before, and pretty much my only experience of them is from watching Vol's YouTube channel, and man, watching the things he does with them makes me really be afraid. You know, he's teleporting across the board all over the place, tearing things up. This guy Kromac, I know he can turn into a monster and just tear things up, so a little bit worried there. And of course, this is another guy that's been playing for a very long time, so, you know, obviously this is a finesse army, and he should have the experience to be able to bring that out. So we'll see how that happens. Anyway, we're playing the sacrifice scenario. So basically what you're supposed to be doing is, on the right side, you can see that circle. It's actually supposed to be a 12-inch diameter. We only had this thing that was 10, but if you control that zone, you get a point. Once you get 2 points, you win. Easy. However, you can't score a point there unless you also have a model in base to base with the flag, that little blue thing on the left. However, whenever you score a point, it basically explodes, and everybody in base to base with it takes a strength 20 hit and is thrown backwards. So that's why it's called sacrifice. In order to get a point, you're going to sacrifice something. But then again, it's really only going to happen once, because once you get your second one, who cares who blows up? You've won. So anyway, looking at my list, this is something I also did to kind of be of a challenge to myself. I love Bethany, I love the way she plays, but I'm told you better watch out because there's some bad matchups out there. And from my limited knowledge, one of the ones I know that have the best anti-magic is Circle. So I decided to bring this out, and we'll just kind of see how it goes. Anyway, what I took from left to right, I have Anissa Rival, I have the Black Frost Shard, I have my Hex Hunters, you have Belphegor up there in the front, I have my Nephilim Protector, my Shredder, then you see Bethany in the back, the Carnivian, the Seraph, and then full Raptors. Up on his side, he had these Wolves of Oberos, he has 2 Stalkers, he has a Pure Blood, he has the Shifting Stones with the Stone Keeper, and then he has, of course, Kromac, he has 2 Arguses, and then this little tiny world wall. It's like this little stone snake thing that's like anti-magic. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, I was kind of surprised because pretty much in all the lists I see, they have these druids in them that really shut down magic. So that's not there, so I thought that was looking pretty good. But talking to him, I've learned that that little wide-walled, or whatever it's called, you know, if you cast magic within a certain range, it blasts you and all this stuff. So it's not looking as easy as I might hope. Now, from the looks of this, I don't know which way he's going to go from the beginning, but my idea is that I'm going to be moving over my Hex Hunters to try and be running in and doing the sacrificing. If I can get in a good turn with my feet where I can actually do magic, hopefully I can be blasting his beasts. And then meanwhile, I want my Raptors to pretty much just dominate those Arguses on the right and then be the ones that control the zone. And then really, I'll even have Anissa, who's made a prey target of his Wolves Oberos. And so he also has this minion guy, this stalker weird reptilian thing. Sorry, I can't remember the name. And anyway, because she can go so fast and is immune to free strikes, she can always rush in and take the flag as well if I need it. So we'll see how that works out. Here's just a really good close-up of his army. And yeah, it's called the Totem Hunter. That's what it's called, that thing on the far left. So let's see how this unfolds. So on his first turn, it's really obvious all 3 of his monsters are making a beeline for that flag, and meanwhile he only has the 2 wolves, the Arguses, that are actually going towards the zone. So they should be pretty easy to beat. However, I see that Kromac is there as well, so I'll have to watch out for that type of, you know, teleportation assassination. And meanwhile, it looks like his Wolves of Oberos are holding a little bit back, which I don't know if that's because they're a little bit worried of Anissa Rival or if he's worried about the counter-attack. I'm not sure. Meanwhile, I've learned that Kromac can put up a big thing so that nobody in his control area can even cast magic. So sure, that little wide wall or whatever it's called has this little zone where it blasts you and has an Animus where it costs double to do Animus or the spells, but if you can't cast it whatsoever, this could make it really difficult. So my turn 1, really I'm just getting into position. I move up my Hex Hunters, I put up the Ashen Veil on them, I have Anissa Rival and the Black Frost Shard going up the left. The Carnivian is up there, ready to smash some Arguses if they're a little bit too aggressive. His Animus is up. The Seraph is over there to blast one if need be. And meanwhile, my Raptor is moved up, able to get a couple of shots off on one of the dogs, and then just kind of pulled back. I know I'm going to be giving him the first control point, but after that, I'm going to be dominating the zone anyway. Or at least that's the plan. Circle turn 2. And so he has this big, huge block of all, his 3 wolves all hanging together, all basically just rush towards the one flag there. Only the left stalker is actually in base to base with it though. So, and meanwhile, you can see his wide walled or whatever it's called is in the middle woods. His totem hunter is in the left woods. His wolves Oberos are moving up. By the way, the prey target of the totem hunter is my hex hunters. He has only one Argus that stays in the zone. The other one's staying back with Kromac that moved up and he has the stones all over him, so he's ready to do some crazy teleport thing. And otherwise, he doesn't do any damage to me. He puts up like this little template that's dangerous terrain, but I don't care because I have Pathfinder all over the place. But the main thing is that, again, he has this big, huge zone where I can't do any magic. So really, he has all 3 of his big monster wolfmen there. And I'm not going to be able to take these guys out. What am I going to kill them with my little blades and that's it? No way that's going to happen. So really all I'm going to plan to do is a run up, get one of my guys in base to base with the flag because you can't contest the flag. And then meanwhile I'll just be kind of holding him down because I can't kill him. I can't zap him. So I might as well just go for sacrifice, which is what the mission is called anyway. So he scored a control point, and I was kind of looking forward to when his left stalker was going to get blasted. I rolled double 1s. So it only meant a total of 5 damage to him. Nothing too bad. You can see that's what I did with my Hex Hunters. They've all just ran up. Actually, I think they charged in, so I got a little bit done there, so that wasn't too bad. Meanwhile, my Seraph came in, spent all of its fury to really blast the one Argus. Almost killed it. Then my Raptors moved in, finished off that Argus, shot into the left one. My Carnivian also breathed fire on it, and in the end, the left Argus is only left with 1 box, so he's pretty much useless. Otherwise, I just have some of my beasts being pushed up, just trying to... I really don't understand how all this teleportation stuff works, so I'm just trying to set up a buffer. I don't know if it's smart or not, this is all I'm doing. And meanwhile, I have my Black Frost Shard that are ready to countercharge and also protect Anissa Rival, and Anissa Rival is there just to try and counter and rush the flag if need be. His turn 3, he uses his feet, so Kromac turns into the big monster version, and I'm a little bit scared. But to be honest, his turn really wasn't all that bad. So, of course, now I scored a control point. It's 1-1. Next one wins, or, of course, the caster kill. So, naturally, the guy that was standing there got killed. So, really, what I expected to happen was for almost everything in the center to be slaughtered. His Totem Hunter came in, jumped in, killed a couple of guys, then sprinted back. He had his Wolves Oberus just basically march in to make a line because he knows that I cannot touch that flag again or else he's screwed. He's just lost the game. So when he came in with his Kromac, I expected him to go crazy, and I guess he should have. He had this stuff up Warpath or whatever it's called where somebody kills something, then another guy gets to move, and I don't really understand the full amount of it, but from what I understand, he screwed up because he did some things. He's like, oh man, I did that in the wrong order. And it just seemed to shut down the whole thing. So really, in the end, he killed all the Hex Hunters that were there. I'm still left with 4 of them, but that passed their test, by the way. But either way, he's not too bad. And I actually, in a way, also hoped that he'd be killing a few more and getting closer, because maybe then I can go for an assassination run on Kromac with my Carnivian or something, but... this really isn't so bad for me. Plus, he has tons of fury all over the place, so he's going to be taking a bunch of his threshold checks. One thing I have to worry about is that one of his stalkers is sweeping around back to the right flank, so I'll have to deal with that. And just in desperation, he kind of ran the one Argus into the zone. It's going to be kind of a joke. I'll be able to kill him no problem, but he's just there just to take one activation away from me, really. My turn 3, I really had to study this for a while. First of all, I tried to find some combination where I could be breaking through on the left and somehow getting to that flag. And after studying it, I just couldn't see to make it work. I mean, he has it up so that I can't be using any magic. So I don't know how that works. And also another thing I'm not sure about is I thought that I could be outside of his range and channeling through Belphegor, but he said no, that's not how it works. Belphegor is shut down too. So it really didn't seem like I had any options. So what I did is I brought over Anissa. She shut down 2 of the Wolves of Oberos, moved out of the way. My Blackfrost Shard moved over here where they'd be outside of his control range, zapped down a few more. Meanwhile, what was remaining of my Hex Hunters went in just to kind of tie them all up. And really what I was doing here was just the whole plan of tie him down, force him to commit, pull him away, and then I can just march Anissa Rivel right to the flag. And if not, even if things go really bad for me on the left, I have enough forces on the right that I can be swinging this to my favor. So I also threw up my Nephilim Protector to be tying up Kromac. I have Belphegor up there that can either be threatening Kromac or that wide-walled. I have my Carnivian over here that's ready to threaten anything near those woods as well. To begin the whole turn, I had my Shredder go Rabid, go over, kill the Argus. From that point, it was a very simple matter of having my Seraph move in. I don't think he actually shot anything. No, the Seraph tried to shoot his Stalker, but was too far away. My Raptors moved up, did fantastic. So they did a good amount of damage to his Stalker, and then pulled back into the zone. And that's really it. So I think that for what I did, it was pretty good. I mean, half of his unit of his wolves were destroyed, and, I have him pretty good bogged down, but we'll see if that's correct. Turn 4, and this is the turn where his dice basically stole it away from him, or just kicked him in the nuts. So, first of all, he had to take a whole bunch of threshold checks. Pretty much passed them all, except for the one on the top Stalker. And now this is something that we weren't sure about as well. There's nobody near that he could actually be charging, and so it said that you have to make an advance towards the closest unit or whatever. So I figured that'd just be a regular movement. He said he could march, so whatever. It didn't really matter in the end. He marched him into the zone. I'm going to be killing him on my turn anyway, but just, if somebody knows what that is, just let me know if it's supposed to be a full advance or if we can actually be doing a run or something. Meanwhile, getting back to his bad dice, he has all of his little wolves that kind of go over to try and protect the flag, and then they try and attack my guy. They all miss. The Totem Hunter, he's trying to hit. Now, I do have the Ashen Veil on, so he was harder to hit, but even the Totem Hunter only needed 6s. He missed both times. So, yeah, that was just kind of annoying for him. Him trying to kill off my Nephilim Protector and the other guys, again, he was having such bad rolls, so that Kromac should probably have been able to get away. He should have been able to have been freed up, but in the end, it was up to Kromac to finish off the Nephilim Protector. He decided to stay as like the monster version, so all of his anti-magic stuff isn't here. His wide-walled, or whatever you call that little stone snake thing, was still full of fury, so he couldn't put up his little animus, so he just kind of moved back. And yeah, I think I know exactly what I need to do. So on my turn 4, I was actually really looking forward to me being able to use magic and smash stuff, but it didn't seem like I really needed to. What I decided to do was Belphegor just went and slammed that little wide-walled guy into Kromac, knocked him down, and then my Carnivian came in, boosted, and just did a ton of damage to him. He had cut himself sometime earlier to get a bunch more fury, so he was already a little bit damaged, and really I don't think it mattered. He couldn't transfer anything because everything around him was all full of fury. And even if the Carnivian wouldn't have killed him, I still had, I had Bethany that could be going up and doing the, the Eruption of Spines, and I could be doing damage to him. I had all my Blackfrost Shard that could be moving up and blasting him with my feet boosted magic. So, yeah, it was just perfect. This whole slamming thing has really turned into something that I think I've really added to one of my real toolkits of ways I can threaten my opponents. So that's pretty good. So, right there, boom, caster win for Bethany. So victory to Everblight and to Bethany, and I think the main reason why this happened is kind of twofold. Firstfold, my opponent obviously made some mistakes on his feet turn. He probably should have done a lot more damage. Like I said, I don't really understand all the little things that they can do with their teleportation stuff, and I always kind of felt that he could have been really threatening me more, because I've seen Vol do these long assassination stuff to kill beasts and stuff, which he didn't do. So I don't know if he just wasn't in range or if he just forgot to do it. And then otherwise, I think it was a big mistake for him to be really concentrating on the flag with all of his monsters, and then just having a couple of Arguses go to the right. It really just gave me a real advantage mission-wise. And then finally, it seemed just like in the last game against Ashlyn, where he puts the one guy perfect for me to slam, it just happened here again. So I love doing it. It's a cool way to kill casters, and I'll probably do it again. So anyway, thanks for watching. Bye.